Jai Hind, everyone. Now, this is a matter for great pride for every Indian that the manufacturing of military aircraft has now commenced in India. The first Airbus C-295 aircraft that has been indigenously built at the assembly line in Vadodara has been tested successfully. Okay. This aircraft has completed its maiden flight, and now this represents a huge leap of the defense manufacturing sector in India. And with this milestone, India becomes one amongst those countries which are capable of manufacturing military aircrafts within their own country. Moreover, this represents the first ever military aircraft to be built in India by a private sector company. Now, before starting off with the specifications of this aircraft, let me discuss a very important point. In the previous sessions, previous videos, I have also discussed upon various milestones that have been achieved by the manufacturers in India, which are taking us towards our goal of Atmanirbharta in defense manufacturing. India gradually is aiming to become a prominent defense exporter, and they want to get rid of their tag of a defense importer. Now, few critics of this achievement, they do say that India is just assembling these aircrafts, and we must not call them indigenously built, or we must not call them made in India. But let me tell you one thing. If you just have a close look over what and how this concept of Make in India works, you will understand one thing. Now, the core idea of Make in India philosophy is about building a domestic ecosystem from ground level. It is not just an event that happens overnight, but a gradual strategic process which is aimed at long-term self-reliance. Most of you are right on point that this C-295 aircraft involves amount of assembly work. However, it is more than just an assembly work. Let me make it very clear that what does Make in India truly means in the C-295 project. Now, this is a massive defense project which has been followed or which has been following a phased indigenization plan. While the first aircraft offline has a certain amount of local content, this percentage is designated to increase significantly over time. Now, it was a deal of 56 aircrafts that was signed with Spain. And out of these 56 aircrafts, 40 aircrafts will be built at the assembly line in Vadodara. Now, before moving ahead, and let me make you understand how this Make in India works, I'll just give you a very small example. If you buy some coffee beans from outside the market and then you prepare the coffee within India, within your house, it does not mean that you have bought a ready-made coffee. Neither it means that the coffee that you have made is completely yours, okay, or the beans are not homegrown, rest the entire work has been done by you. So many would still acknowledge your efforts in processing the coffee, but others would say that what did you do? You just brought in some beans, crushed them, and you mixed it with water. But let me tell you, if you need to understand this concept of Make in India, you need to understand that even though you have bought some coffee beans from outside, still you have to put in some efforts. Still there have to be many permutations and combinations when you end up making a complete coffee. So when we talk about the complete progression of this aircraft, there are around 48% of the indigenous content. Moreover, The first made in India aircraft has got some parts and components which are made in India and that are amounting to half of its value. The percentage will gradually increase in the subsequent units, and the target is to reach 75% indigenous content for later aircrafts in the production chain. I do agree with you that the most prominent component, the engine, has not been made in India. But if we have a look for the future batches of the aircraft, the government is pushing for even high levels and the government is planning to make it up to 78% of the domestic content. Okay. Now, if you also want to know more what Make in India actually builds, so this project involves far more than just putting the parts together. So if you say that the aircraft has just been assembled or the entire set of aircrafts have been bought from outside and they have been put together in India, they have been put together in a hangar, that is not correct. It is all about creating a comprehensive industrial ecosystem in India. Okay, so when we talk about the scope of work, high percentage of assembly and structure has been done. Over 85% of the structural and the final assembly for this 40 Indian made aircrafts will be completed in India. So this entire work, it goes beyond simple screwing the parts together and it includes major fabrication as well. Along with this, if we talk about the massive scale of part manufacturing, roughly 13,000 to 18,000 individual detailed parts for the aircraft are being manufactured in India from raw material. So this is the actual component and it is not just assembly. Developing an indigenously uh, supported supply chain. Now, in total, there have been 37 Indian suppliers. There have been public agencies, private companies, MSMEs that have been onboarded to contribute to this ecosystem. We have been building a robust domestic aerospace supply chain in India. So, this complete project includes developing an indigenous supply chain. Moreover, the technology and the skill transfer is also taking place. Airbus has already certified around 21 special manufacturing processes in India. Okay. Along with this, they are transferring critical technical know-how and building high-value skills within the domestic workforce. So, the Indian representatives to the Spain have stated that more than 13,000 parts of the plane will be made and more than 90% of the parts in India will be assembled together and simulation will be carried out. Okay, so everything else will be done. So this only leaves us with only few key components such as the engines. The engine no doubt has been manufactured by Pratt and Whitney and the avionics are being imported. Okay, but it does not mean that this system is not an indigenous system. Okay, so indigenization basically talks about a phased collaborative model and a deliberative strategy to prepare a complete defense manufacturing ecosystem in India. So we have been learning by doing, we have been creating an ecosystem for the future. And if you compare us with strategically developed countries like China, so we are on that path. So it is a long-term strategic investment in the domestic capability, and India currently remains a major defense importer, but the projects like C-295 are the critical first step towards changing the status of our country from being an importer to a defense self-reliant and an exporting country. Now, moving ahead, now I have had a very basic explanation of what does indigenization means and why we must be proud upon this achievement of ours. Now, when we talk about this C-295 is a medium tactical transport aircraft by Airbus Defence and Space System that is established in Spain. Now, along with this, this aircraft is strategically planned to phase out the age-old Avro transport aircrafts of the Indian Air Force. Okay. Now, in this aircraft will be used in versatile roles. Troop transport, up to 70 troops will be transferred. Cargo, paratroopers, 48 personnel with full load, and medical evacuations, including 24 stretchers, can be made part of the cargo that has been loaded. Along with this, the key capabilities are short takeoff and landing, and it can operate from rugged, short, semi-prepared, unpaved, sandy, or grassy airstrips. Now, this is ideal for Indian terrain. So, mountainous regions like Ladakh and the northeast, forward bases near China or Pakistan, humanitarian and spatial ops mission. So, this aircraft will be resolving a lot of problems that we had been facing for quite some time. Along with this is powered by two Pratt& and Whitney PW127G turboprop engines, which can endure for up to 11 hours. So this is something. Okay, on June 10, June 10 and June 11th. Okay, it was around the time that the first fully made in India C-295 aircraft took off from the final assembly line in Vadodara, and the post-production first maiden test flight is now presenting before us that what all capabilities can be built within India without being overly dependent upon any foreign country. Next, if we move ahead, why this is considered as a landmark event? Okay, so we have seen that on June 10th and 11th, test flight has been done, and that has been reported widely. Location, final assembly line, Vadodara in Gujarat. Now, this was something that was inaugurated by the Prime Minister in 2024. Okay. The first fully made in India Su-295 aircraft has completed its maiden post-production test flight, and this marks a major milestone in Indian aviation and defense manufacturing, and first private sector military aircraft that is built in India. Airbus defense statement has said that this is a crucial step in aircraft's post-production testing processes. Clear? So Airbus has described it as a very crucial step in the aircraft post-production testing process, and this has led the this is the lead aircraft of the 40 units that will be built in India. The Indian Air Force congratulated the team and calling it a reinforcement of India's growing aerospace capabilities under Atmanirbhar Bharat. Moving ahead, the project and the partnership. So total contract, we have seen, it was rupees 21,935 crore for 56 aircraft for the Indian Air Force. Okay, so essentially 16 aircrafts will be directly brought in from Spain in a flyaway condition. Okay, 40 aircrafts will be built at Vadodara. The Airbus Defence and Space plus Tata Advanced System Limited will be building it, and it will be the first military aircraft manufactured in India by the private sector. Okay, the plant, as I told you earlier, was inaugurated in October on October 28, 2024 by the Prime Minister. Clear? So it all started in 2021, and now in 2026 we have achieved it significantly. Clear? So this partnership between the Airbus and Tata Advanced Systems Limited is historic, with the first military aircraft program being executed by private sector in India. Okay. Next, if we move ahead, what are the manufacturing in India key highlights? So it is first made in India. C-295 is the lead aircraft of 40 unit production run. Will be able to reach 98% by labor hours by 32nd aircraft. Local parts and supplies, it involves over 13,000 to 18,000 detailed parts and more than 37 Indian suppliers, including public, private, MSMEs. The goal is to deliver first India-made C-295 by end of 2026. So again, this is a very realistic target that has already been made. The progress has reflected dedicated collaboration between Airbus, TSL and the Indian industry. Clear? So this progress shows excellent collaboration between the Airbus, the TSL and the Indian industries, and we will be able to deliver the first India-made C-295 by the end of this year itself. Okay. Now, this strategic and operational importance, it will replace the aging fleet of IF's Avro 748 fleet, okay, which has been in service for over 60 years, okay. So, this aircraft has the capability to carry high payload, and the best part essentially is the short takeoff, okay. Moreover, the aircraft shall support troop movement, heavy cargo, medical evacuation, paratrooping and the special operations. It has been proved earlier also, C-295 is a globally successful platform which is used by over 30 air forces. This strengthens the operational readiness, especially in the Himalayan borders, remote regions of Ladakh, Northeast and the island territories of the country. Okay. Now, this is a huge boost to Atmanirbhar Bharat. Now, this project is a shining example of Make in India and Atmanirbhar Bharat in the defense sector. And for the very first time, a military aircraft is being built in India by private sector. And this is something that has been breaking the traditional monopoly. It is driving the technology transfer, skill development, and a strong MSME supply chain. Now, this is something that will reduce dependence upon the imports and positions India as a potential defense exporters in the times to come. Okay. Now, if we talk about the broader implications for the country, we can also have a very major look. Okay. Now, this project is a shining example. Okay. Now, how essentially it will be helping us. Okay. So, this will have help the defense sector to undertake stronger logistics, faster deployment along the western as well as the eastern borders. This will be a huge boost to the Indian economy as well. Okay, it will have job creation, 15,000 plus direct and indirect jobs will be there. Technology transfer, now skill development, R&D advancement, future platforms for indigenous upgrades, weapon systems and avionics shall take place in the country. Okay. Next, we can see strategically it will reduce vulnerability in the military transports, no longer dependent on foreign original equipment manufacturers for space and maintenance. It will have global standing. So it elevates India's position in the global defense manufacturing and credible private sectors partners like we have been doing in the C-295. So as the Indian Air Force, the Deputy Chief Air Marshal A.K. Bharti has noted, it will reinforce our growing aerospace capabilities under the Atmanirbhar Bharat program. Moving ahead, the IAF has been congratulated. Okay, IAF congratulates this huge decision, and this is a symbol of successful public-private partnership that has taken place in India. Okay, so as I've told you, the Deputy Chief of the Indian Air Force, Air Marshal Avdesh Kumar Bharti, had recently visited this plant to review the progress of C-295, and this success truly symbolizes the effective public-private partnership that has been taking place in the country. Okay. Now, lastly, if we just have a look, okay, the contract was signed in 2021. By October 24, the final assembly line was inaugurated at Vadodara. The maiden test flight took place in 2026, and by the end of 2026, the first delivery shall be made. Moreover, 12 aircrafts will be made per year from 2026 to 2031, and all 40 made in India aircraft will be delivered by 2031. Okay. So beyond 2031, if we have a look, okay, beyond 2031, after satisfying the needs for itself, India would start exporting these aircraft. Okay. So this is not just an aircraft, it is declaration of India's aerospace future. Okay. So please do let me know in the comment section, how do you see this progress for the Indians? Okay. Moreover, also do let me know that whatever these advancements have been taking place in the country, is India truly moving towards Atmanirbhar Bharat or not? Moreover, if you are preparing for the exam, the civil services exam, and you are either targeting next year or 2028 or 2029. So GS Foundation batches in complete English language have been launched upon our smart model. Okay, so complete batches have been launched. Okay, and the batches are available in complete English as well as in a combination of Hindi as well as English language. Okay, moreover, the batches are also priced economically, but for a limited period you are getting flat 50% discount. You just need to use the code SRM Live. Okay, so use the code SRM Live and avail best prices, and just feel it as an investment, and that is also available at 50% off, and you will be getting maximum benefits out of this program. So this was all from my side today. We'll see you all in the next session. Jai Hind.